Today we're diving into one of the most epic showdowns in Middle-earth, Gandalf versus the Balrog. Have you ever wondered if these two mighty beings had met before their legendary clash on the Bridge of Khazad-dum? Well, you're in the right place.
Build me a throne worthy of Mordor.
Did you know that both Gandalf and the Balrog are not just powerful beings, but actually ancient spirits known as Maiar? Gandalf, known as Olorin in his true form, was one of the wisest and most compassionate of the Maiar. The Balrog, once a noble Maiar, became a fearsome servant of Morgoth, the first Dark Lord. So, let's uncover the deep history of Gandalf and the Balrog, from their origins in the timeless lands of Valinor to their fateful encounter in the dark depths of Moria. And of course, we'll delve into the burning question: did they know each other before that fateful day? Let's get started. Let's start with some background on our two mighty contenders. To understand the full scope of their encounter, we need to delve into their origins and histories. Gandalf wasn't always the grey-robed wizard we know and love. He started as Olorin, one of the Maiar spirits who lived in the blessed realm of Valinor. Olorin was known for his wisdom, kindness, and his deep understanding of the hearts and minds of all living things. He spent much of his time learning from the Valar, especially Nienna, from whom he learned the values of pity and patience. When the Valar decided to send emissaries to Middle-earth to aid in the struggle against Sauron, Olorin was chosen and became Gandalf. He was sent not to dominate, but to guide and inspire the free peoples of Middle-earth to stand against the Shadow on their own. Over the centuries, Gandalf's wisdom and courage became legendary, leading him to become a key member of the Fellowship of the Ring. On the flip side, the Balrog of Moria, also known as Durin's Bane, has a much darker history. Balrogs were originally spirits of fire, also Maiar, who were corrupted by Morgoth, the first Dark Lord. The Balrogs became his most feared servants, spreading terror and destruction during the wars of the First Age. After Morgoth's defeat, the surviving Balrogs went into hiding. The Balrog of Moria lay dormant for millennia until it was awakened by the dwarves mining too greedily and too deep in the depths of Khazad-dum. This ancient creature of shadow and flame, with its whip and sword of fire, became one of the greatest threats in Middle-earth. Now I'd like to stop here just for a moment to talk about our paid partner for today's video, and this is something that comes from personal experience. I have struggled with anxiety for a period of time. It's not something that I do like to talk about publicly, but I have used therapy before and it has helped me through some difficult periods, and this is where BetterHelp comes into it. They are our paid partner for this video, and I found it incredibly helpful to be able to talk openly and honestly with someone completely outside of my regular life when things have gotten a bit too much. My therapist would have no prior knowledge of me or my problems, which allowed me to get an objective outside perspective and new ideas to really help me to overcome my anxiety. I personally found it so much easier and more comforting to open up to a detached third party rather than someone in my inner circle. It kind of just took that pressure off. Like, I know my friends and my family always mean well, but sometimes unintentionally they can just make things worse. And my therapist truly listened without judgment and taught me new coping mechanisms tailored specifically to my situation. So, over time, with their support, I really made good progress and it has helped me so much getting through that anxiety. Of course, bad days still happen, but I am in a much better place thanks to all of this. So if you're anything like me and you don't really like to talk about this openly, but you could benefit from it, please check out BetterHelp. It's super easy to get started. You just need to fill out a questionnaire about your needs, and BetterHelp matches you with a therapist trained to support you in your specific situation. I'm grateful that I made the decision to try BetterHelp before, and then that they reached out to want to work with me to help you guys. It genuinely changed my life. It really did help me. And if you think talking through your challenges with an outside professional could help you too, please visit betterhelp.com/broken sword or select the broken sword during sign up to get started and receive a special discount off your first month of therapy. And now with that, let's get back to the video. To piece together whether Gandalf and the Balrog might have known each other, we need to look at the First Age. During this time, both would have been active in different capacities. Olorin, as Gandalf was known then, dwelt in Valinor, learning and serving the Valar. The Balrog, under Morgoth's command, fought in numerous battles against the forces of good. Though their paths might have not crossed directly, they were both part of the same world and aware of the great events and battles of that time. The Valar and their servants would certainly have known of Morgoth's Balrogs, just as the Balrogs would have known of the Valar and their mightiest Maiar. So to understand the history of Gandalf and the Balrog, this gives us crucial context for their dramatic confrontation in Moria. While there's no direct evidence that they had met before, their shared history as Maiar and their roles in the cosmic struggle of the First Age set the stage for a deeper exploration of their fateful encounter. Now that we have established the background of Gandalf and the Balrog, let's delve deeper into the lore of Middle-earth to uncover any connections they might have had. The Maiar are powerful spirits created by Eru Ilúvatar, serving the Valar, the greater Aina who shaped the world. The Valar were the leaders, while the Maiar served under them. Olorin was known for his wisdom and compassion, often walking unseen among elves and men to inspire hope and courage. The Balrogs, once seduced by Morgoth, became instruments of his will, embodying destruction and terror. It's crucial to note that the Maiar, especially those of note like Olorin and the Balrogs, would have known of each other's existence. The Valar, along with their Maiar, waged war against Morgoth and his forces numerous times. While direct interactions between Gandalf and the Balrog are not documented, their awareness of each other's kind is almost certain at this point. The First Age was a time of great wars and monumental events that shaped the history of Middle-earth. The Balrogs fought fiercely in these wars, serving as generals and elite warriors in Morgoth's army. They were present at major battles such as the Dagor Bragollach and the Nenea Thenodiad, spreading fear and destruction. So although Olorin was not a warrior, he was deeply involved in the affairs of Middle-earth, learning from Nienna and bringing comfort to those in need. He would have been well aware of the devastation wrought by the Balrogs and the efforts to combat Morgoth's forces. To explore the possibilities of a prior connection between the two, we must obviously turn to Tolkien's writings. If we consider the Silmarillion, in this foundational text, we learn about the origins and deeds of the Maiar. The Balrogs, under the command of Morgoth, are described in several passages highlighting their fearsome nature and the key role in the First Age. In the Silmarillion, they are described as the most terrible of Morgoth's servants. Their history as fearsome warriors in the First Age is well documented, but maybe we want to look a little bit closer for any subtle clues or implications as well. One of the notable battles involving the Balrogs is at the Fall of Gondolin. Though Olorin is not mentioned in this specific context, it's likely he would of course known of such a significant event and the key players involved, obviously including the Balrogs. If we consider the unfinished tales and other writings, these texts provide additional insights into the lives and actions of the Maiar. While there is no explicit mention of Gandalf encountering a Balrog before Moria, the shared history and mutual knowledge among the Maiar suggest a possible familiarity. We learn more about Gandalf's time in Valinor and his extensive knowledge in Middle-earth's history and creatures. This background supports the idea that Gandalf would have been aware of him, backing up his statement on the bridge. And then if we consider the Lord of the Rings, Gandalf's reaction upon encountering the Balrog in Moria is telling. His grave demeanour and urgency with which he confronts the Balrog suggest more than just a casual recognition. Aye, wailed Legolas. A Balrog! A Balrog has come! Gimli stared with wide eyes. Durin's bane! He cried, and letting his axe fall he covered his face. A Balrog, muttered Gandalf. Now I understand. He faltered and leaned heavily on his staff. What an evil fortune, and I am already weary. Gandalf's own words and actions, as we've looked at, provide intriguing hints about his prior knowledge of the Balrog. His reaction is one of grave seriousness and urgency, indicating that he understands the full danger of this creature. His dialogue during the encounter itself is revealing too. He refers to the Balrog as a foe beyond any of you, and later as he faces the Balrog on the bridge, he names it specifically, saying, "You cannot pass. I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Anor. You cannot pass. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun." This indicates a profound understanding of what the Balrog is and the power it wields. So you could see how the text offers substantial, albeit indirect, evidence that Gandalf and the Balrog were aware of each other, even if not personally acquainted. Gandalf's strategic response to the Balrog in Moria suggests a deep-seated knowledge. This implies that while they may not have had those personal interactions, not like they were on first-name basis or anything, his extensive wisdom and shared history of the Maiar provided him with the understanding of the Balrog's nature and threat. The writings of Tolkien offer a layered and intricate portrayal of Middle-earth's history, hinting at the deep connections between its characters. While there is no direct evidence of personal interactions between the two, again you've just got to see how the texts show it's almost undeniable that they would know about each other. So with the textual evidence laid out, maybe it's time to delve into the analysis and interpretation of what this knowledge means for that epic confrontation between the two. Analysing the text reveals significant insights into the dynamics of their encounter. Gandalf's words, "A Balrog, now I understand," show that he knows precisely what he is up against. This recognition is not just of a powerful foe, but of a specific entity with a storied past. Gandalf's authority in confronting the Balrog also suggests more than just a surface level knowledge. The proclamation again of "I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Valinor," asserts his identity and power in a manner that implies historical and metaphysical awareness of the Balrog's nature and capabilities. But what does this recognition imply about their battle and its significance? This recognition between Gandalf and the Balrog could symbolise the ancient enmity between the forces of light and darkness, tracing back to those wars against Morgoth. Their battle in Moria thus becomes not just a fight for survival, but a continuation of an age-old struggle between good and evil. Gandalf's understanding of the Balrog and his immediate strategic response suggests that his identity as Olorin is maybe not entirely forgotten like some may believe. This battle invokes memories of his past life and the ancient conflicts he might have witnessed or known about, lending depth to his confrontation with the Balrog. So exploring the themes of their confrontation provides further insights into its significance. The awakening of the Balrog in Moria signifies the resurgence of ancient evils that the world thought long buried. Gandalf's confrontation with the Balrog is a direct clash between the remnants of these ancient powers. Gandalf's willingness to face the Balrog alone highlights his role as a protector and his readiness to sacrifice himself for the greater good. This echoes the larger themes of sacrifice and heroism prevalent throughout The Lord of the Rings. And the battle on the Bridge of Khazad-dum symbolises a larger cosmic struggle. Gandalf, representing light and wisdom, confronts the Balrog, an embodiment of darkness and destruction. This battle, therefore, transcends the immediate physical conflict, representing the perpetual fight between light and dark, order and chaos. The analysis of Gandalf and the Balrog's confrontation reveals layers of meaning and significance. The recognition of each other, rooted in their shared history as Maiar, transforms their battle into a symbol of the ancient and ongoing struggle between good and evil in Middle-earth. This recognition enriches their confrontation, adding depth to the narrative and highlighting the timeless themes of sacrifice, heroism, and the resurgence of ancient evils. So, while the evidence and analysis so far very almost clearly suggests that Gandalf and the Balrog likely knew of each other, it is essential to consider the counter-arguments and alternative interpretations to provide, of course, a balanced perspective. Some scholars and fans argue against the idea that Gandalf and the Balrog had any prior knowledge of each other, and here are the main points of skepticism. There is no explicit textual evidence in Tolkien's works that directly states Gandalf and the Balrog had met or were aware of each other personally. Their recognition could simply be due to Gandalf's extensive knowledge of Middle-earth's history and creatures. Gandalf and the Balrogs operated in different spheres and capacities. Olorin's role in Valinor involved inspiring and aiding others discreetly, whereas the Balrogs were active warriors of Morgoth. This separation might imply real limited direct interaction. Considering alternative interpretations helps us explore different dimensions of the Gandalf-Balrog encounter. One interpretation is that Gandalf's recognition of the Balrog was instinctive and based on his innate Maiar wisdom. As a Maiar, Gandalf would have an intrinsic understanding of other Maiar, especially those corrupted by Morgoth, without necessarily having personal encounters. Another perspective is viewing their battle purely symbolically. Gandalf represents the forces of good and light, while the Balrog embodies ancient evil and darkness. Their confrontation can be seen as a timeless clash of these opposing forces, independent of any personal history. Gandalf's actions and words might simply reflect his response to the immediate threat posed by the Balrog. His extensive knowledge of Middle-earth's lore would naturally inform his strategy and understanding of danger, without implying prior acquaintance. So to fully appreciate the complexity of the Balrog-Gandalf encounter, we should consider how different angles influence our interpretation. Whether or not Gandalf and the Balrog knew each other, their battle's dramatic and thematic significance remains profound. It is a pivotal moment that underscores Gandalf's role as a protector and the enduring presence of ancient evils. Exploring the possibility of prior knowledge adds depth to Gandalf's character, highlighting his ancient wisdom and the weight of his long history. On the other hand, focusing on the symbolic nature of their battle emphasizes the broader themes of Tolkien's work. So, examining counterarguments and alternative interpretations provides a more nuanced understanding of the Gandalf-Balrog encounter. While the evidence leans towards some level of prior knowledge, it's equally plausible to view their recognition as instinctive or symbolic. This layered interpretation enriches their appreciation of their epic battle, regardless of the specific nature of their acquaintance. And so, there we have it, our exploration into whether Gandalf and the Balrog knew each other before their epic battle in Moria reveals a complex tapestry of lore and interpretation. We delved into their origins as powerful Maiar, with Olorin or Gandalf being a wise and compassionate spirit, and the Balrog being a corrupted servant of Morgoth. The shared history during the First Age suggests mutual awareness, if not direct interaction. Textual evidence from Tolkien's works highlights Gandalf's deep knowledge of the Balrog, indicating recognition beyond mere surface level understanding them. This recognition symbolizes the ancient enmity between light and dark, with Gandalf's strategic response and heroic sacrifice underscoring his role as a guardian of Middle-earth. While some argue for instinctive recognition or a purely symbolic confrontation, the enduring mystery enriches the legendarium, inviting deeper exploration of Middle-earth's intricate histories. Ultimately, their battle captures the essence of Tolkien's themes, representing the timeless struggle between good and evil. Whether or not they had personal history, the confrontation between Gandalf and the Balrog remains one of the most iconic and significant moments in The Lord of the Rings, continuing to this day to inspire awe and wonder. And I would also like to take a moment at the end of this video today to give you a quick update on The Guard, the short film that we are creating. Everything is going amazing. We have just shot block 2 and the rest of it should hopefully be shot soon too. As always, it is all the money from our Patreon that is funding this. In essence, it is a no budget production if you consider the large scale of film, but every pound that you give is a massive help to create an incredible story. I'm putting a couple of shots on screen now and some behind the scenes clips to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So if you would like to help support it a little bit more to help push us over the line, then please check out our Patreon. Every little bit really helps. And with that, now it is time for my question of the day, which is, of course, do you think Gandalf and the Balrog knew each other before their fateful encounter in Moria? Share your thoughts and theories on this in the comment section down below. And now it is time to give a massive thank you to our patrons who continue to support the channel. You are all amazing. And if you have reached the very end of this video with me today and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It would massively help us out. And why not drop a like on the video as well? And with that, all I can say is thank you for spending just some of your time with me today, and I will see you next time on The Broken Sword.
A Balrog.